Last but not least, we got news updates on the possibility of a fight between Canelo versus Caleb Plant. I'm really excited about this, and anyone who is a boxing fan should be really excited too, because we always want to see the best fight the best. I'm gonna keep talking about that, but this is how the sport survives. This is how the sport thrives. So let's pull up a couple articles here. ESPN, Mike Coppinger. Sources: Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant finalizing September 18th bout for undisputed super middleweight title. Now we just talked about this, right? We just talked about this. In order for you to be considered a true champion, beat the other champ. How are you gonna pull up in a division and there's still champions there, and you want us to call you a champion? I can't. I can't do that. I cannot do that. You gotta beat the other champions in your division, bro. It's gotta go down like that. There's 4 belts. You having one don't make you the undisputed champion. You having 3 don't make you undisputed. You gotta have all 4. Just you having 6 Dragon Balls don't matter. You need 7. You feel what I'm saying? You can't have just one Infinity Stone. You need all of them. The gauntlet. You feel me? You need all 4 major belts in boxing to be the undisputed champion. I support this move by Canelo and PBC. Now, we know that Canelo rejected PBC, Premier Boxing Champions' initial offer to him. They offer him a 3-fight deal to fight for undisputed and to get the Caleb Plant fight. We know Canelo rejected that deal. There are rumors that Al Heyman and PBC have offered Canelo the biggest payday. There's rumors that Al Heyman and PBC have offered Canelo the biggest payday of his career. The biggest payday of his career. Now, Canelo been paid, so them offering him the biggest payday of his career is a huge deal. It's a fight that's going to be on pay-per-view. But let's go into this article by Coppinger. Canelo Alvarez is inching toward his goal of collecting all 4 titles at 168 pounds. I already don't like the way he started this article. Canelo's inching towards his goal. What about Caleb Plant? What about the fact that he has a belt and he's inching towards his goal of being undisputed at 168 pounds? Come on, man. It's like they start off with a narrative that puts you on Canelo's side. It's not good for the sport. It's the best versus the best, man. Come on. Alvarez, boxing's biggest star, and Caleb Plant, like nothing. And Caleb Plant are in the process of I'm having a lot of trouble already reading this article. Boxing's biggest star in Caleb Plant. How about and 168-pound belt holder Caleb Plant are in the process of finalizing a deal for September 18th in Las Vegas, a PBC on Fox pay-per-view that will crown an undisputed super middleweight champion. Multiple sources tell ESPN. Canelo, a promotional and network free agent, was offered a 1-fight deal with Premier Boxing Champions. That will likely net Alvarez a career-high guaranteed payday. He earned $35 million for the 3 fights with the Zone and nearly $40 million for the rematch with Triple G. Alvarez's last 3 matchups were promoted by Matchroom Sport. It's unclear whether Eddie Hearn will be involved in the promotion of this fight. The Mexican star is coming off an 8-round stoppage win over Billy Joe Saunders, where he inflicted a fully fractured orbital bone on the English boxer that required surgery. Cinco de Mayo weekend victory was in the midst of an extraordinary in-ring activity for a boxer of Alvarez's stature. Superstar fighters routinely fight just twice a year, and that used to be the case for Alvarez. His 2 dates have traditionally been Cinco de Mayo, that's in May, and Mexican Independent Weekend in September. Yet, he also fought in December. Decision win over Caleb Smith, who was at the time the unified 168-pound champion. Let's skip down. Alvarez, ESPN's #1 pound-for-pound boxer. He's won titles at 154, 160, 175, and won every fight since his draw with Triple G in 2018. His focus has been on a fight with Plant, but Plan B option that was explored would pit him against light heavyweight champion Dimitri Bivol on DAZN. A deal with Al Heyman, even only for one fight, would be a major coup for PBC, the organization that has network deals with Fox and Showtime. Heyman's 3-year deal with Fox expires later this year, but includes a network option for a 4th year. A fight between Alvarez and Plant would be sandwiched between two other major pay-per-view fights. Let's be real, Fox pay-per-view fights. PBC pay-per-view fights. Manny Pacquiao, Errol Spence, Caleb Plant and Canelo, Tyson Fury and Wilder. PBC is winning. PBC boasts the deepest stable of talent in boxing, but isn't nearly as top. Oh my gosh. But isn't nearly as heavy as Top Rank. 6 of the 8 fighters on ESPN's pound for pound list are promoted by Bob Arum. Stop it. Listen. This is what I'm talking about. I'm going to highlight this so y'all can see. 6 of the 8 fighters on ESPN's pound for pound list. Let's replace the word Top Rank with ESPN. We're going to replace the word Top Rank with ESPN. Let me get a light in here too. Yeah. Hold up. I'm going to have to put some light on my face for y'all. Well, that's better. Okay. This is such a joke. So we're going to replace Bob Arum and Top Rank with ESPN because they're partners. 6 of the 8, 6 of the top 8 fighters on ESPN's pound for pound list are promoted by ESPN. Come on, dude. Duh. Y'all are the ones that make the list. So, of course, you're going to put your own fighters on the list. I'm not saying you don't have good fighters, but PBC is just as top heavy as Top Rank. And I'm not just supporting PBC. I support boxing. But you guys are not doing a great job of being Spence is the lone PBC fighter in that group. Y'all make the list. Y'all make the list. Of course, you got your own fighters on the list. Come on. Okay. I'm just going to give my opinion here. Just being real with y'all. I'm trying to be as real and objective as possible. They make it hard. It's bad for boxing when you paint these different narratives. It's bad for boxing when you try to put fans on sides. It's bad for boxing when the best don't fight the best. It's bad for boxing when you try to put one network or promotion over another. We want a champion, and we want a champion with all 4 belts. Now, any man that steps into the ring deserves respect, let alone a title holder, let alone a champion. Any man that steps in that ring deserves your full respect, man or woman. Anyone who steps in that ring deserves full respect, because 99.999% of the fans will never do so and will never know what it's like to be under those lights and will never know what it's like to be in a ring, and it's the loneliest sport in the world. Anyone who steps in that ring deserves full respect, let alone a champion, let alone an undefeated champion. No, Caleb Plant is not the only champion, and no, Canelo is not the only champion in their division. And that's why they fight. That's why they fight. That's why they fight. That's why we pay. That's why we pay. Because the way that you solve disagreements in this sport is you fight. That's why we pay. Because the way we handle business in this sport is we fight. You fight. You get in the ring, and that's where the problems are solved. You fight. Support the fights, not the chatter, not the talk, not the media, not this network, not that network, not this promoter, not that promoter. Support the fights. Support the best fighting the best. in every division. And don't be satisfied as a fan until that's what you get. In every single weight division, we want the best fighting the best. This is how boxing survives. This is how boxing succeeds. This is how boxing thrives. And this is how we get champions. True undisputed champions. Not because Max Kellerman said it. Not because your favorite personality said it. Not because this writer of this article said it. They're undisputed when they have all 4 belts. That's the rule in boxing. All 4. So yes, I support Canelo versus Caleb Plant for undisputed.